didn't make it, and a lot of them committed suicide or went
Juliana,
into drugs.
You're remarkably composed for someone who's been through all this. You're quite a remarkable woman, and I know you're going to stay with us because we're going to continue this discussion, because after the break we're going to be joined by journalist Nicola Tallant, co-author of a book uncovering the secrets of Scientology, and we'll be talking about some of the other cults operating in this country and how you can recognise if a family member has been brainwashed into becoming part of a sect. Stay with us. You're very welcome back. By the way, Not Without My Sister, that's the book. It's Juliana Boring's book, if you want to read more about her experiences in the cult, The Children of God. Well, joining us now is journalist Nicola Tallant to look at the various cults in operation here in Ireland. We spoke, or Michael, should I say, spoke about Scientology in the report there. And I think that's the one, Nicola, that most interests people because they think of Tom Cruise and John Travolta and all of these celebrities that are so. Why are they so into it?
Well, actually, funny, when I was listening to Juliana, I was amazed to hear, while there isn't that sort of paedophile end to the Church of Scientology, an awful lot of the other things are similar. Why are they so into it? I suppose people who get involved in the Church of Scientology believe that it has an answer for them. It promises them certain things that you wouldn't necessarily be told if you meet a Scientologist on the street. But
this is the reason behind a lot of their success in life.
Well, they're offering people who believe in their methods the kind of ability to become a superhuman individual. And where Tom Cruise is actually in the church, and with all the study he's done, he obviously believes, and as that clip you showed earlier, when he talks about being at the scene of an accident, a Scientologist is the only person that can help. They genuinely believe that they are a superhuman force that are going to, you study their technology, as they call it, and you'll be able to move in and out of your body, you'll be able to travel, you know, through time. You'll have other superpowers, very sort of Star Wars, space age stuff.
Do you know that's exactly the same as the Children of God? They all believe they have superpowers.
Exactly.
And they believe they'll be the final force when the world ends and they're going to take over the world, and it's exactly the same.
It's unbelievable. We were just saying, it's like as if there's a manual for cults, and there's, you know, it's passed around through these various people.
And there's one leader at the top, a charismatic person who knows everything and can do no wrong. It's the same with the Children of God.
Most of whom seem to or tend to suffer from a thing known as narcissistic personality disorder, which would be a kind of a rare enough disorder, but they have it in full force, most of them. They just have to be surrounded by people who believe in everything they say, who worship them, who will follow them. They can only live in this positive energy where there's nobody challenging them and nobody criticising them.
What do our viewers need to be worried about, Nicola? I mean, we mentioned in the report that this personality test that everyone knows about is gone. They're going into schools now.
Well, they have been doing that for quite some time. They wouldn't necessarily go to a school and say, we're the Church of Scientology, can we come and talk to your pupils? They have cover groups. I'm sure your own cult had the same. They call themselves Narconon, Criminon. Dianetics would be a very popular one they use. Dianetics is supposed to be the scientific study, but it's actually Scientology, just a different name for it. So they will go into schools and they will maybe say Criminon is a group that works with criminals, or Narconon would be a group that is trying to help people come off drugs. And they will go into school with this, you know, can we speak to your pupils about the dangers of drugs and why they shouldn't go on them, and, you know, some schools have let them in the doors, but, you know, people are becoming more and more aware of them now because they're doing that.
And there is the money element with all of these cults.
In my mind, a lot of them are businesses, purely and simply. They're money making. They, you know, they call themselves religions, but they're not religions at all. They're just literally out to make money. The Church of Scientology, prime example, they have made millions, billions. And an awful lot of the other cults as well. They would be particularly business-like in their structure, the Church of Scientology.
Who are the Church of Christ?
The Church of Christ are a group. They were originally based in London, and they moved to Ireland, to Dublin, around the late 90s, I think. They were fanatical, kind of a Christian movement. And they were particularly targeting Trinity College and UCD and students. They wanted young people.
Particularly students who had come up from the country, first time in the city, a little bit lonely, yeah.
It's interesting how they always target students or around that age, when they're, especially the ones in college or university who don't have their family immediately around them. They're kind of separated from their usual crowd of friends and family.
And so you're at that age where you're questioning the religion you were brought up with anyway.
Exactly, or questioning life in general and looking for some kind of answer.
And you're also probably, you know, you're going to gain an education, so if you stay with them in the future, you're possibly going to make them some money, as opposed to somebody who, you know, you don't find them necessarily, you don't find cults necessarily in underprivileged areas going in looking for, again, they will target people they see are going to make them some money, and, you know.
Nicola, who were the Screamers? Are the Screamers here in the country anymore?
The Screamers, the people of Burton Port and Donegal would know all about the Screamers. They were living up there around the late 70s, early 80s, headed by a woman called Jenny James, who believed in primal scream therapy, which was literally, while counselling people, they literally had to scream their heads off, and this was a way of getting all your emotions out. But they caused a lot of controversy around Donegal. There were a lot of incidents. They moved out to an island at one point and lived sort of self-sufficiently on an island, and a lot of them tried to escape and often swam back to the mainland and were found by local fishermen and various things like this. But they were quite an interesting group, very self-sufficient. She eventually actually built a boat, and they all sailed from Donegal to South America, where she climbed up a mountain and found their new commune. Now, they still actually have a house up in Donegal, and her daughter Rebecca James, certainly the last time I ever looked at them, was still living there. But they were a very, very an interesting group, but certainly people who caused a lot of concern at the time in the area.
Juliana, the legacy that these cults, particularly extreme cults like the Children of God, would leave with adults. I mean, the suicides with Ricky Rodriguez, drug abuse, anorexia, presumably dysfunctional relationships later in life.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to me how our parents all joined this group thinking that they were breaking free from society. They ended up being slaves to one man's ideas, you know. Freedom is never free. Somebody pays the price. And in our case, it was our generation of children who paid the highest price. And some are still paying today. I think all of us have lost either siblings or friends to the highest percentage to suicide, and then often to drug overdose, and some to lack of medical care, because in the group they didn't allow us to have medical attention for some time.
Nicola, what are the signs to watch out for? If you were a parent watching this programme this evening, you might be terrified hearing something like this. I mean, does your child become, not even child, an adult, did they become withdrawn?
I say that to you. It's not only children. You'll find in a lot of cases it's adults that go into these groups. You know, people who are in marriages, and all of a sudden a husband or a wife will notice that their partner, there's money going missing. They're becoming more and more withdrawn from the family, spending more and more time within this group, whichever they have joined up with. From a children point of view, like, it's really, cults don't tend to target young children or teenagers unless they're already within the group. They'll target people, you know, as we say, we started with, say, maybe going to college when you're starting off, you're away from your family. I mean, the thing to watch for is and the dangerous things about cult is that they will isolate somebody from their family, and they will utterly brainwash them into one belief, and that belief is that you cannot exist in any kind of life outside the group.
All right, if you want to know a little bit more about Scientology and the secrets of Scientology, Nicola's book, The Complex and Insider's Expose of the Covert World of the Church of Scientology, is in bookshops now. Juliana, you have a boyfriend, you're getting on with life, you're working with Rise International.
That's right, yes.
I think we have a strap there to show your organisation, Rise International, CIC.org. So life is good for you now?
Yes, it's brilliant, thank you. It's, after you leave, you realise, you know, you're free to do anything you want, and that's an amazing feeling that you're in control of your own life and your own destiny.
Well, we wish you all the best in your future life. We really do wish you well, and thanks indeed, Nicola, for coming in to talk to us this evening. That's it for the moment. Stay with us. Join us after the break.